Hi Beauty Babes, welcome to my channel. I am Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a review and more so a demo of a few new products. Now I did mention these in a Mailbox Monday video as well as in one of my more recent videos, a first impressions get ready with me kind of video. And what I'm talking about today is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Contour Palette. As well, I will be using some new brushes that I got that I told you guys I would be reviewing and demoing as well. And those are the Beauty Junkies Highlight and Contouring Kit. So like I said, I mentioned the contour palette in my Get Ready With Me First Impressions video. Now that video was kind of a full makeup look as well as several first impressions of a lot of new products that I got. I only used the contour shade and I only used it very briefly. Now I did mention in that video that I really liked this cream contour. The cream's blending really well, kind of almost feeling like a cream to powder, just being very easy to work with and beautiful and very natural like looking. And so I wanted to go a little bit more in depth. I felt like it was kind of unfair to this product and to you guys because I only used the contour and I only did it very briefly. Now I've used this a little bit longer. I have a little bit better of a handle on it, and my opinion has not changed at all about the products. I still like them a lot, but I wanted to go into a full, a better demo and detailed review on the contour palettes that I got. And because, like I said, I am not great with cream contouring, and for someone who doesn't like cream products and doesn't like doing cream products at all, to fall in love with or really like and enjoy and find them easy to use, I figured I'd let you guys know because I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way about cream contour or cream products in general, maybe even. But cream contouring especially is like the mystery. So I figured for those who are like me, I would do this demo and review to show you guys just how easy they are to work with and all that good stuff. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I tried to keep this video relatively ramble free, but it might be long, so if you need to get a drink or a snack, you know, do that and watch this, because I will be going into more than just those two demos. I'm going to show you how I've been color correcting my dark circles. I am going to show you how I apply my foundation before I go into the cream contour as well, and I will be talking about, you know, the brushes and stuff like that too. So this might be a longer video demo and review, so just that's your warning right there. And another thing is that if I sound a little bit funny, I'm not quite sick. I wouldn't quite say I have a cold or anything like that. I just kind of had a little bit of an itchy, scratchy throat and a little bit of stuffiness. I'm not sure if it's allergies or if it's a little bit of a minor cold. I really don't have any other symptoms, so I don't know. I just kind of sound wonky. But that's what's up with my voice right now. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoy this review and demo. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and roll into it. So first I'm going to start off by moisturizing my face with this Previse Hydromilk. I really love this stuff. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it's just amazing. Then I'm just going to moisturize my lips with this adorable Lip Smackers Mini Tsum. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Tsum, I don't know, but it's adorable and I love it. Next up, it's time for primer, and I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. I'm going to be using their Nourishing primer. I have 4 of them, and I really like this one and the hydrating one, but I'm just going to go ahead and go in with this one today. Then I'm also going to be using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is the Lemon Drop one, which I do believe is discontinued, but you could also use the regular Shadow Insurance or not at all. I just really like using this under my eyes and as well as in my smile lines to help prevent any creasing or cracking in my makeup and concealer. And what I'll do is just put a little dab on under each of my eyes and then just work it in with my fingers. Next, I'm going to be going in with these LA Girl Pro Conceal correctors in the shades orange and yellow, and I'm going to try to go in with the tiniest bit of the orange and then a little bit of the yellow. I like the mixture of these two together because the orange is just a little bit too dark on me and I find I have a hard time trying to cover up the orange once I get it on my skin, and the yellows just doesn't cover my dark circles enough. So the mixture of them creates this kind of more of a peachy tone that really takes away my dark circles. And I'm just going to use my finger to pat and blend them in. I feel like this works the best. And you'll notice I'll kind of go back and forth with my finger, just patting, going frontwards and backwards. This just makes sure that I get it all the way blended in and there's no creasing or extra product getting stuck in the crease. After I do that with my finger, I'm going to go ahead and take the sponge and just kind of blend it all the way in, pick up any excess product. And go back and add any more if I feel like I need to do a little bit more coverage. Usually I add the yellow. That's what evens it out the most for me. And you can see the difference already in my dark circles. They are pretty well corrected. So now when I go in to put my foundation, I won't have to put as much concealer on because the dark circles will be a lot closer matched to my skin tone. Now that my dark circles are color corrected, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. Today I'm going to be using the shade 140, which equals Y305. And I'm just going to be taking 2 pumps initially, and I might add 1 more pump as I go. And I'm going to be blending it in with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. Next up, we're going to go into cream contour. Now I'm going to be using the new from Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting palettes, and I do have the palette number 20 as well as the palette number 30. I'm going to use a combination of both of them. I really like the palette number 20 because the contour in that is a very cool tone. It's a beautiful taupe tone. And the contour in the number 30 is a much darker, much warmer color. So I kind of like the mix of both of them. Now the beauty tools I'm going to be using today for my cream contour is the Pro Contour and Highlight brush set from Makeup Junkies. Now this is a really awesome set that comes with the bag, it comes with a makeup sponge, and it comes with 4 brushes. You are going to get the Pro Sculptor. Now the Pro Sculptor is best used to sculpt the cheekbones, forehead, and jawline, and it applies and blends perfectly. It's a really great synthetic brush. It's perfectly dense, it's not too dense, it's also not too loose, and I love that it comes to a slight taper dome shape at the tip. Then we have the Pro Duo Fiber, which is described as best to use for bronzing. You can get feather-like application and it allows for buildable coverage, which is actually really great. Then one of my favorite brushes, and I'm really the most excited about, is the highlighter brush. This comes to a small tapered point. Of course, this is best used for applying a highlighter, and I really love the way it works. Then in this kit, you also get a Pro Detailer. This brush has a small, thin, dome-shaped bristles that tapers, and it's really, really great. I'll be using this probably the most in application today, and it says it's best used for precision contouring of the nose, under the bottom lip, or to the creases of your eyes. And then you do also get the black beauty sponge, which is actually very, very similar to the shape of the Real Techniques sponge. Though I would say texture-wise they're about the same, but this black one from Beauty Junkies does feel a little bit more dense, whereas the Real Techniques ones just have a little bit more bounce and give, I feel like, but I'm not sure if that's just because my Real Techniques one is a little bit older and this one's more new, but both of them basically work about the same. So it's really cool that that's included in this kit. Now, while I really, really like these cream contours from Makeup Forever, But if I had to say one negative thing that I found so far that I don't like about them is the packaging. It is very kind of cheaper packaging. Now I can't remember the price of these, but they're Makeup Forever, and I guarantee they're not going to be cheap. But Makeup Forever is a really great brand. I mean, the quality of the actual product is great. Like Makeup Forever, I'm finding myself loving their products more and more. But the packaging is a little bit like kind of cheap. Also, because they are so close to each other and small, you can already see, like, or you can probably tell, I've used this one a little bit more than I've used this one. And it's really, really dirty because just trying to get the brushes in there or anything like that just makes a mess. And I don't know if you could see here, but while trying to get the contour shade is on a brush, has transferred over to the highlight shade over here, making a mess there. So it's a little bit messy, a little bit, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the packaging. It makes it, it's a small area around it, making it difficult to use and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, with that being said, I've decided to, rather than trying to dig product out straight from the palettes, to take product from the palette, apply it like to my hand to blend and mix it anyways, and then apply from there. So that's what I've been doing, and so that's what you're going to see me doing, and it actually kind of works because I like to do a mix of both of these palettes. These are fairly similar. They do differ slightly in shade as well as the shimmer highlights, so the blush and the shimmer highlight, but it's the contour shade and the matte highlight shades that differ the most. So I really like the taupey cool tone one best, but I kind of really been liking the mixture of both of them together, as well as these two, because the one in number 20 palette is just way too light for my skin tone. This one is a lot more right on, but I kind of like the brightness that this adds to it. So that's what you're going to see me doing. I'm just going to be taking like a little metal tool. This is actually just the back of tweezers, but I'm going to use that to scoop a little bit of product, put it on the back of my hand, warm it up, blend it up, and then apply it to my face. So I'm going to start off with matte highlight here, and I'm just scraping a little bit off. If you can see that, I'm going to put it to the back of my hand, and then I'm going to scrape a little bit of the number 30 palette and apply that to the back of my hand too. And then I'm going to take the Pro Detailer here from Beauty Junkies and kind of mix them together. And that's what I'm going to apply to my face. Now, as you guys see, I did do color correcting under my eyes as well as apply some foundation, but I did not add concealer because this is what I'm going to be using as my concealer. Considering the cream products will tend to be heavier, I didn't want to also do concealer and add this too, so that's what I'm doing. Though I must say I don't find them to be as waxy or heavy as other cream products. I find them to be almost apply like a cream to powder, but not quite. That's just the best way I could think to explain it. It doesn't go like a powder, it's still creamier, but it's not as heavy as a typical cream, if that makes sense. That's why I like them so much. It's hard for me to explain, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go on with the demo now. So I'm just going to be applying that with the detailer under my eyes. Next, I'm just going to take a little bit of the shimmer highlight here and just apply a little bit of that to my cheekbones as well. I'm just going to take that and just blend it kind of really close right here to the other product, and use the detailer as well, just apply it right here to add a little bit of a glow. And then I'm going to be blending that in with the makeup sponge before I go into the contour. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the sponge and blend that in. Okay, so now that we got all that blended in, we're going to go ahead and go into the contour shade. So I'm just going to take a little bit from both palettes, same thing like I did with the highlight, and I'm going to do a little bit less of the number 30. I'm just going to take it on the back of my hand. Again, the same thing. Just blend and mix them together. I am going to go in with that same detailer brush and use that to apply. And I'm just going to take the beauty sponge. I decided I was going to do the under my neck a little bit. So we'll just get to that. But I'm going to take the beauty sponge and blend that out now. And I'm just taking it on a side, and I'm going to kind of just do a little rolling up action. I will blend a little bit more with this brush in a little bit. You just blend, blend, blend until you get the natural look. And I don't feel like I have to blend too much. That was another one of my problems with other cream products. I felt like I had to blend, blend, blend to make it look natural, and then I practically just blended it all off my face, and I couldn't get it to work. But you could obviously still see where I put it, but it's like it gives a more natural look. I don't feel like I can see any like crazy harsh lines. It's blending super easy and natural. Like that's the best way I can describe it. I always want to roll my eyes when I say natural, because obviously when we do this stuff, it's like it doesn't look natural, I guess. I don't know, but you know what I mean? The most natural looking for a cream contour kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. I feel like for me, it looks really natural and beautiful. It doesn't look really heavy or crazy. It blends super well. Like that's just the best I could think to describe it. So anyways, it doesn't take much blending. Like I'm obviously going very, I don't know if you can tell, but just going really gentle. I'm not going crazy. I'm just barely kind of doing this and rolling it and just kind of, you know, dabbing and blending, and it's just blending in like a dream. So anyways, so that's what we have so far. And then add a little bit of contour down my jawline as well, and really blend it in. Now here's when I'm gonna go. Here's where I'm gonna go in with that sculptor brush, because it's a lot bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and take that and run it along my jawline, and then sweep it down to blend that down there. Once that's fully blended, I'm just gonna take this and just dab it a little bit in some of the product that's still on here, just barely, and then I'm gonna kind of go back in and just darken this up just a little bit. It's going to give us a more defined, more chiseled look. And this is completely optional, but I also just want to demo how this brush works. It works really great with the cream products as well as powder because it is synthetic. Now I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that brush off. I've got a little towel here, and I'm just going to kind of wipe that contour product off. And because we don't want it to look like we've got 5 o'clock shadow, in case we brought any product too low or blended it too low, I'm gonna take this brush, and I put a little bit more of the highlight, the matte highlight from the number 30 palette on my hand here. I'm just gonna take it very lightly, and I love it because it has these tapers, like I said, so you kind of get a really precise application, I guess I should say. I'm just gonna take that like that. And this might be, you know, more than you want to do or just what you want to do. It's really up to you and your preference. This is just kind of what I'm doing. I'm just going to demo it all, show you guys what I've been doing. And I know it's going to seem like a lot, but when you're not sitting and explaining things, it goes a lot faster. And you can see how it just kind of sharpens that up and cleans it up really well. And I'm just going to take that and blend it. When I'm going back and forth, I'm not pressing too hard because you don't want to drag the product. I'm kind of just almost bouncing, tapping the brush up and down as I sweep. And then I'm also going to just sweep it downwards and do a little bit more blending into that contour put down here as well. And I'm just going to kind of go over here and just blend everything all the way together. And there we have it. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I'm going to contour my nose with this cream product. I'm only going to do it very slightly because I think I still prefer powder on the nose. So I'm going to do a little bit with this and then do powders over it. But I'm doing this last just because I know not everybody wants to contour their nose, and I know that nose contouring is very personal. Like everybody's nose is different. This is what works for my nose and my nose shape. How you contour your nose will be a little bit different. But I just want to show you for the sake of showing you guys so you can just see it demoed. So I am going to use that detailed brush again, and I'm going to go into the little bit of contour I have here. I really want to take just the littlest bit, and most likely when I put it on it's going to look like a lot still. I'm going to try not to, but I'm trying to go in with a little bit of product as I can, a little bit at a time as I can. That makes sense. And just draw the straight lines down my nose, gently just sweeping back and forth to build that product there. I'm I'm just gonna kind of pinch the tip of the beauty sponge and just kind of tap and blend, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna kind of lightly just tap and blend it. Kind of the same way we did here, where I just kind of rolled it a little bit, tapped and rolled. I'm doing kind of the same thing. So I don't know if you could tell the difference, like that kind of a harsh line, and this one's more blended out. And you notice I'm kind of rolling inwards. I'm not rolling down because I'm trying not to bring the product down. If you bring it down, you know, further or make it wider, it's just gonna make your nose look wider. So you want to keep that line and then bring like the highlight, you know, up here to meet that color. When I do powder, I'll show you guys what I mean. So there it is, fully blended out on both sides. Very gently. You see how well and how quickly that blended in. I didn't cut anything out or anything. I just barely and then there it is, blended in. And the product's still there, but it's not like crazy waxy cake up, and it's also not totally gone or anything like that. So that is it. This is the completed look as far as just the cream products. I am going to go ahead and go into some powder products next to kind of set this and finish up the highlight and contour. It's not completely necessary, but I'm going to do that. That's what I've been doing. But to set my you know, under eyes, I am going to go in with my Milani Multitasker powder. This is the shade light medium. I'm going to be taking my Real Techniques beauty sponge to do that. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm not sure, and you guys might already know, but just want to say, I want to put this out there that this was damp. This sponge, both of these damp. I've dampened them before I started filming, but yeah, they need to be used damp. That's how they're going to work best. So I just want to let you guys know that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and roll this around with the pointed end. And this is how I'm going to be setting my concealer here. Just going, as you'll notice, back and forth. I do it this way to make sure I get any of the product this way that might be in any folds. I don't like that word. What is it? Creases, yes. And you know, so I'm going back and forth to make sure I'm setting it both ways. That way we don't have, you know, you try to eliminate as much creasing as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this, as I usually do, and just sweep that. And of course, any excess product around the rest of my face. So this is obviously also going to kind of set the rest of that cream contour. All right, setting that all. Okay, so now this is when I'm going to go in with the contour palette. Now, you guys did not see me use yet this brush or the highlighter brush. Obviously, the highlighter brush we're going to use with the highlight afterwards with the powder highlight. Anyways, let me back to this one. Haven't quite figured out how I like this best yet. I really like dual fiber brushes. Actually, I have a couple of them. This one is kind of more unique than any other ones I've had. The other ones I have are a little bit smaller and a little bit more rounded, and this one's a little bit more like, you know, it kind of goes out more, and it's a little bit longer with the little white, you know, hairs. So it's unique. It's very unique, and I haven't quite figured out how I like it best yet. But what it's recommended for is bronzing up the skin. So because it does have those dual fibers that are long and short, it kind of gives you that really feather-like, you know, strokes on your face without getting too heavy or too cakey. So that's what we're going to use it for today. I have used it for that a couple times, but I feel like I want to discover a better use for this, and I'll have to get back to you. But for now, we're going to demo it with some bronzer. So this is the Bellini Beauty contour palette. I'm just gonna kind of do that and take off any excess, and we're gonna just see how this goes. I'm gonna start, and I'm just gonna do one side to see if we could even tell a difference or not. I don't want to go too heavy-handed either. Just bronze up the face. I really like the way it feels though. It's super soft and like just feels really nice. And you know you're not going to get too heavy-handed. Okay, so yeah, you could kind of see a difference. At least I could tell from my viewfinder. So I got a little bit of, just a little bit more warmth to my skin here on this side with this brush and the kind of more warm tone bronzer. So. Okay, so now just to touch up that nose contour like I said I was going to do, I'm just going to add a little bit of powder, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to take that and middle shade here, tap off the excess. And then I'm just gonna add, you know, a little bit more definition to the contour I already put on my nose. Okay, and so now we're gonna go into, like I said, about bringing a little bit of the highlight here, because you can see right here it looks a little bit muddy, and I am gonna go in and blend again. So what I'm gonna do is now go back to that Milani powder with, this is an angled brush, and this is also a Beauty Junkies brush as well. This comes in the Minnie Precision Face Brush Pack, and it's just an angled brush, and I really, really love this for cleaning up right here on my nose. So I'm going to take this right here and just go right here and clean up the side of my nose there. And you'll see how it'll make the line look a little bit cleaner. And I'll just bring powder down to my eyes. So there we have it. And so now what I'm going to do is go back into that blending brush that I always use for my face, and I'm just going to blend everything out. Alright, video babes, I actually popped off camera to finish the rest of my look. If anybody is curious, I am wearing the Milani blush in the shade Romantic Rose. I've been on a kick with this one lately, I just can't put it down. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so sorry. I just realized that I totally forgot and didn't even think, I don't know why, to use the blush shades from the cream contour. So I'm so sorry that I didn't include that in the demo. I hope that doesn't bother anybody, but they're beautiful and they work just as great as, you know, the rest of the palette, but I just, for some reason, it totally just spaced my mind to include them in this demo for you guys. So I'm so sorry about that. Just want to pop in. It's been a little bit since I've finished filming this whole video, and I just realized that, so I want to say I'm so sorry. There wasn't any reason why I skipped using it. I totally spaced it. I'm a ditz like that sometimes, so just want to pop in and let you guys know that. Alright. Also, I am wearing the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I have been loving this mascara lately. It is bomb.com. I love it. Look at my lashes. I love it. I've been loving it. So, anyways, moving on. Oh, and my lips. I'm sure you guys might want to know what's on my lips. I am wearing the Milani Amore Matte Lip Cream in the shade number 25, Allure. So anyways, now that we got all that out of the way, I wanted to come back on to do the highlight using the highlight brush, the lash brush in the brush set from Beauty Junkies. So I'm actually going to be using one of the new highlights from NBA Cosmetics, and I have a couple of them, and I've been favoring this one called Dainty. It's kind of a champagne highlight with some swirls of orange and gold in it. It's really, really pretty. So that's actually what I'm going to be using to highlight with today. Sorry about my sniffling. So I'm just going to take that in there like that. It's going to pick up the product beautifully. Of course, take that to all the places we highlight, mainly the top of the cheekbone, and just place it there. So pretty, look at it. I don't know why highlighting my face always makes me make that sound. Like I just go, like a big old weirdo. Alright. That's probably like a crap ton of highlight, but I don't care. Yes. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. Is it just me? Is it just so satisfying to put on a highlight? It just, look at that. Oh, just follow the curve of your cheekbone there. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit and put it on my Cupid's bow as well. And I want to take just no excess product, just put it on the bridge of my nose and a little bit up here too. So there we go, and that completes this look, this demo of both the Makeup Forever Cream Contour products as well as the Beauty Junkies Highlight and Contour Brush Kit. So, oh my gosh, yeah, I don't want to take my eyes off that highlight. It's amazing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review and demo. Hope you guys found it helpful. Leave a comment below letting me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, requests, anything like that, you guys know I'm down to chat with you guys in the comment section. If you guys also, if you have any tips about cream contour, because like I said, I am still a cream contour noob, totally. I'm not an expert at this at all, but like I said, this is what works for me, and I figured I'd show you guys, and maybe it'll work for you guys. At least you can see the products in action and see how they work. One thing with me is that I always see, a lot of the times, you see the whole Instagram, you know, cream contour thing, and it's so quick, like you see it all painted on, then all of a sudden they take a beauty blender to it for like a second, and all of a sudden it's all magically like blended and they look amazing. And it's like, well, I want to see the in-between there. Like, how does that work? Because I still haven't figured out. I want to see someone really, like, how long does it take to blend that in? Like, and it seems like it'd be like a lot of work. And even though what I did today was kind of a longer process than I think I would have done with just powder products, I felt like it was a lot easier with these specific products than other ones I have used. So I don't know. So anyways, like I said, that's just, you know, my review and demo for you guys. So I do hope it was helpful, and I would love to hear from you guys. So be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. So with all that being said, I'm going to quit rambling and end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes.